Welcome. You guys know I like Final Fantasy XIV a lot, and I've been playing it a lot lately, and I've been doing Eureka, of all things. I know I'm like 4 years late for this. I've been enjoying it, I'm still in Pyros trying to get the relic, but anyway, today I want to talk about the things that were revealed in the European Fanfest yesterday, and I want to, give my 2 cents on things they showed, and some of the fun reveals that we got, some of which were... I don't think anyone was expected some of them. So let's talk about that. First up, as always, they started with the Dawntrail trailer, this time extended with a few more scenes that were cut from the original trailer.
Come now, there's no cause for panic.
I don't remember Estinian talking before, but he does now, and there's this big beast, which is what they're hunting. Really cool visuals as usual. Estinian doing Estinian things. So really cool visual of this beast. Has this very cool blue things in the back. Perhaps they are infected with the ceruleum that we now know has been discovered in the New World. Now this part is interesting. I could swear, and I almost made a video about it, that what Ishtola looked down at, it was Kryl on her green mage attire. And that's why they cut it. But no, it's a Nut King. Didn't expect that, to be honest. And now we jump back, and now we see the second sword the Warrior of Light has been hiding under the hood, and revealing this new job, VIPER, which is a new job exclusive to Final Fantasy XIV, but a lot of people are comparing it to Zidane from Final Fantasy IX. There's even a weapon from Final Fantasy IX called the VIPER. And there he is, holding both weapons, both swords. No gun, unfortunately. So curious that we can now see Alphino a little bit more. In the previous trailer, Alphino could only be seen like for a frame, and you had to really look for him. But now he's there, he's very clearly there. Maybe they didn't have a chance to finish this model before? So the keynote began with Yoshi P with his usual cosplay of the new job, the VIPER. Looking really cool, I'm gonna be honest. Looks like a really cool cosplay. It's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's what it reminds me of. This was revealed, this was the Dawntrail official key art. I think they said box art. Then it's time for the new job, VIPER. It's a new Final Fantasy XIV exclusive job. I, personally, was reminded of Surge from Chrono Cross, but, Chrono Cross gang. And it's a melee DPS, it looks nice, it looks fine. Likely the victory pose at the end, as usual. I like the aesthetic of the VIPER, and I like the art. Seems like a female Hero Highlander, like the one I used to have. But still, one of the first things that came to my mind is that I don't know if Vieras will have that hoodie. This is the part where they talk about there being multiple new jobs. They didn't want to talk about it. They said they were going to talk about it in the Japanese Fanfest in January. But at this point in time, we all know it's going to be Green Mage. The in-game hint at the end of 6.5 showed Kryl holding a little clover emblem thing. A clover is a design element for the Green Mage in other games. Next we have this, like how the expansion will go story-wise. I want to know how this works, because I don't think we'll have a choice. I don't think there will come a point in this story where we have to choose which side to go with. Because, this is mostly an RPG story, it's linear, we are being taken for a ride, so I don't think we'll have that big of a choice. The map is for the first time ever. We see a bigger map of the world, now including Tural to the west. We know the world of Final Fantasy XIV is loosely based on our own. So when we see Tural and the new world, it's kind of like South America. It does seem to have a little tail at the bottom, where Chile and Argentina would be in our world. And there's also a clouded part of the north, where North America would be. We don't know if we'll go there. For now, all we know is that we'll be going to the south part of the new world. It's also interesting that Meracidia is there, but it's still covered with clouds. They also played some development footage of the city of Tuliyolal. It looks nice, it looks really good. I am looking forward to seeing this filled with people going about their business. They also showed a clip of 2 new zones, Jactel, and it looks a lot like XIV architecture. Maybe I'm wrong, but if it is, it will be interesting to see how XIV fit in all of this. And this new section is Urcopacha. It's really reminiscent of the highlands in Peru. Lots of new plants here, lots of color. They also revealed the name of that big area that we can see in the trailer with those spikes and waterfalls. It's called Skosamauka. Looks great. Can't wait to play in there and listen to the music. Always, I know Sokin's gonna have something special for us. They also revealed this secret location called Sha Loani. There's something secret in here. They didn't say what. But the fact that we have like a Wild West kind of area and ceruleum deposits and a train is very interesting. I like this screenshot a lot, not only because you can see the distance, but also the texture on the ground nearby at the bottom looks really nice. One of the main criticisms of Final Fantasy XIV is that it has some very pixelated textures in some parts. So hopefully they'll improve the textures game-wide. Afterwards, they revealed one of the new tribes, the Moblins. They look like goblins, and they're going to be eventually, in the future, the crafting tribal quests. They showed 2 new dungeons. They look fun. This one begins with a river cruise. Maybe there's piranhas in that water. A small cave. I'm guessing it's part of the same dungeon. I'm guessing. They showed this other dungeon with these blue things coming out from the ground. There are structures similar to this in an existing dungeon in the game right now. So I wonder where this is. I'm guessing this is the secret part that's covered in the image for the new zone. Then they showed this new dungeon. Somehow, I don't know why, but the fan on the left makes me think this is inside a computer. It's absurd, but the big ceruleum tank on the right also makes me think that this is related to the secret zone. And there's this little white spot at the bottom with a shadow. I don't know if this is supposed to represent a regular person size, which would mean this dungeon is huge, but we'll see. And this is very interesting. They showed this thing, and it's called the Eliminator. What a name. It also brings to mind the bosses from Final Fantasy XIII. They were also big, pseudo-robotic, weird. I think they said it wasn't a raid boss, so I'm guessing trial? New gear and recipes. They showed first some new Disciple of the Hand, I'm guessing. Right one seems like leather worker. The one on the left looks like weaver. It does have some scissors and like spools of thread in the chest. And I have absolutely no idea what this one in the middle could be. Maybe alchemist. Brings to mind the great work in Thapnir, so maybe? And then they showed artifact armor for 4 jobs. The monk one looks amazing. It looks very monkey. It looks very, very good. White mage also looking very nice with the standard white and red color scheme. That one's dancer also looks really nice. And obviously that's Dark Knight. It also looks very Dark Knight-y. They talked about the new lifestyle content. They did not reveal what it was, but this is in the style of the Ishgard Restoration and the Island Sanctuary. By the way, speaking of Island Sanctuary, it's supposed to be over. They did say that if there was player interest, they would continue to update it in the future, but maybe just add little things here and there. I don't think there's going to be a massive expansion to the Island Sanctuary, and that's a shame. But you know, the same thing happened to Eureka, the same thing happened to Boscia, so it's not like it's new or a surprise that there's content that's not going to continue being developed for, but okay, you know what. And then, what I think is the biggest surprise of this FanFest, the reveal of the new Alliance raid. I don't think anyone had a Final Fantasy XI raid. I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card. It was it definitely was a surprise of the day. I can't wait to see how this works. More ongoing content updates, Blue Mage update. It reminds me I need to level my Blue Mage. Inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures, single-handedly making Dawntrail Game of the Year. More the Dungeons Gold Saucer PvP updates stuff. And this was also another surprise, a new limited job coming in the latter part of 7.x. We have no idea what this job would be. People started jumping into Beastmaster and Puppet Master because there are 11 jobs, and if you think about it, if it's going to be released in the latter part of 7.x, maybe they want the first 1 or 2 wings of the VANA'DIEL raid to come out before they mix them up somehow, but that's just pure speculation. We have no idea what the new job could be. Graphical updates. In the previous FanFest, the horns were slightly glossy, like they were like shiny, and they are removing part of that shine. Shiny, not shiny. Then they spent a really weird amount of time talking about normal maps and how it affects shadows in the cheeks of Lalafels. In one of the other segments of the FanFest, they talked more in depth about these changes, and I found this Twitter thread by the user Enix where they put up some captures of what was shown at that panel, and you can see the changes on textures. You can also see information about normal maps and the characters. They are adding soft surface scattering to skin, apparently. It's something about how light passes through skin. Some comparisons between before and after races, after the new changes. I gotta say, it looks really nice. I think this is a Fate right outside Upper La Nausea, and the new textures are really, really good. I think this is great. This is the fog as it is in the game today, and this is how fog is gonna look afterwards. And I think this is one of the most amazing things. This is an Elpis and in Ilmeg. Fog is going to look awesome. What they are adding is the option to wear glasses independent of your helmet. I mean, as someone who wears glasses, I always have glamours with glasses. I would tell you it limits my glamour choices, but since I am a Viera, I never wear hats. So it is a welcome change. I'm not going to complain too much. Then they talked about the minimum system requirements and recommended system requirements. It's going to Right now, the Final Fantasy XIV folder uses 74 gigabytes, and it's going to jump to 140 gigabytes, almost twice the size. I'm guessing the new textures are to blame for this. And then they showed this, the Fall Guys collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm telling you, this looks amazing. I really like how the traps work within the confines of the Final Fantasy XIV mechanics. They have, you know, ground markers. I know, this entire thing looks incredibly stupid, but it looks incredibly fun. I love it. I can't wait for that to come out, and that's just coming out in a few days, October 31st. Afterwards, they revealed the long-awaited collaboration with Final Fantasy XVI. I'm guessing Yoshida got in contact with Yoshida. It looks awesome. Apparently, we're going to have a battle with Ifrit, with 16's Ifrit in an instance. I'm guessing it's a trial. There are some interesting mechanics in there. There's a Susanoo-like mechanic where Ifrit will punch down and you have to stop him while the rest of the party does something else. It looks great. And the rewards? The rewards are amazing. You have a Torgal mount. You have a Torgal puppy minion, and you have Clive's outfit for both male and females. If all of these are in the game, and you don't have to buy them in the mock station, it's a win. It's a tremendous win. Near the end, they revealed Yoshitaka Amano's art specific for this expansion, which I believe is going to be the art for the collector's edition. Just hunch. And then they invited the father of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, to the stage. They talk a bit about how he has enjoyed playing Final Fantasy XIV. He does. He has practically done everything in the game. I don't know how he finds the time, but he loves 14 and he's very happy about it. And then they invited the rest of the crew, and with that they closed the keynote and the EU Fanfest began proper. But that's all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to give my commentary on this. And I have a question for you guys. My previous videos are just playthrough videos. I have never done this kind of commentary videos. But if you like what you heard, if you like what you saw in this video, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, the usual YouTube stuff. But I think that's all for today. And I'll see you in the next video, and I'll also see you in Eorzea, possibly in Eureka, farming crystals. See you then. Bye bye.